All right, so here's the Eclectic Show, live in from Philly.
Welcome to Philly, you're watching the Eclectic Show. Welcome to Philly, you're watching the Eclectic Show.
So if you're in a relationship or any kind of relationship, is there any bad or good time to ask to be in a threesome or not?
To what?
To be in a threesome or not?
I would say that you would have to get to know the person as much as you could, and as long as you were both completely comfortable with each other and your sexual relationship, then I guess it should be a question that would be able to come up.
Now, do you think in general something like that, our generation is more open
Oh,
to stuff?
absolutely.
Why do you think we're more open?
I just feel like as times change, people become more accepting of how other people treat each other and act with each other, so it just seems more of a
Whatever you want.
yeah, whatever you want kind of thing. If you're into that, you can do it more so than today than any other time before.
Yep. So for the Eclectic Show, we're out there in New York. We're out here in Philly, and we wanted to ask a couple questions. This one has to do with relationships. So if you have a significant other and they're texting, or what they call it these days, sexing, is that considered cheating, or is that cool? Because it's not physical.
I would say it's not cheating, but it's inappropriate behavior.
Agreed. Agreed. I think you can only go so far with cheating, and if you think that's cheating, then you can go crazy with it, but it is inappropriate. I wouldn't like it.
What about webcamming and stuff like that with someone else? Is that goes a little too far?
No way!
Yeah,
That is so inappropriate.
I wouldn't like that. I just got engaged. I would not like that.
Would you break up because of it?
Well, if I was with someone who was doing that, I was with the wrong person.
Right. I would.
All right, I gotta ask you a serious question. So, is there any time in a relationship where it's safe or good to ask for a threesome?
Hell no. Not if you're in a serious relationship. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Camera, don't do it.
Okay.
Don't.
Next question. Is sexing, basically talking about sex, while you're texting and stuff like that in a relationship, is that cheating, or that should be like a safe zone? It's not that serious.
That's cheating. Come on, that's obvious. That's an obvious question.
You're in a relationship, that's why you're saying that, right?
I mean, I've been in relationships though. I mean, yeah, that's cheating. Don't do it, fellas.
Okay.
Don't do it.
All right, so the word on the street in Philly, got some feedback. Some people, well, for the most part, they said, you know what? Sex talking, sexting, not appropriate. What's the feedback? Cameron, if you're in a relationship, you think it's okay to sex talk, sexing with somebody else?
Well, I don't think anyone has any right to really dictate or govern the romantic chemistry, interactions, all that of any couple, really. Each couple does their own thing to their own desires, and if that's one of their if mutually has to be acceptable for them, otherwise I don't think it should happen. But if both parties in whatever relationship is down with that, then hey, good for them. It just any couple should do what makes them happy. That should be that mutual happiness that is the important thing.
Crystal?
Potentially dangerous. I don't see anything wrong with it though. It's not a bad thing. It's not. No, it's whatever. It's something that two people do mutually together. But it is potentially dangerous. Last year around my area in Rutgers University, some guy, sending around pictures. They found that he was a homosexual and he got killed for it. He killed himself over it. So it is potentially harmful. You could get in a lot of trouble for it. And if there's mean people in the world, you send somebody the wrong photo and they go and air it out for 5,000 other people to see it, then it's a problem. But if it's something that two people could agree on, it's cool.
Now you're saying that within a relationship. I'm saying if you're in a relationship but you're sexting somebody else, is that cheating?
That's cheating. Then it's wrong.
That's just wrong, huh?
Yeah, it's cheating. If you're talking to somebody else and you're in your relationship and you're emotionally investing with somebody else and you're not even physically touching them, it's still cheating.
Now, someone on the street compared that to watching porn. and said that, well, it's the same thing, fantasy, having fun. But you're saying no, that's definitely not the case.
Because it's mutual. You're having it with somebody else. Somebody else is involved. When we're watching porn, it's only you.
Diana, from a
Yeah,
psychological profile.
I agree. I think that the difference. I can see why porn would hurt a relationship. Like, one person isn't comfortable with that, but that's one person watching a computer screen or a TV screen, and you're not interacting with another person. Once you add another human being into the variable, that's cheating. To me, that's just as bad as, I don't want to say hooking up, but you might as well be. That's pretty bad.
Pooja?
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with them. Like sexting when it's like between like two people when they're in a relationship, I think that's up to the two people. But if you're in a relationship and you're sexting someone else, I definitely think that should be considered cheating.
All right. Well, we also heard on the word on the street in Philly, they were responding also to a threesome. Is there any appropriate time to say, hey, honey, we've been together for some time. I want to spice things up. I want to add another you. Is there any time where that's appropriate? Or it's like, you know what, not a good idea. Cameron?
I mean, any guy can go ahead and try to ask that of his significant other. And if she's cool with it, good for him. If she's not cool with it, sucks to be him. It honestly goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, it just all depends on the mutual agreement of that. But yeah, that's always an awkward proposition. You can't make that natural whatsoever. But people are into different things, and I can't stop them.
Oh man, Pooja.
I think with the whole threesome thing, I know of people that have done it, and I think it's kind of, if you're bisexual, I get it, like the idea of a threesome, but I feel like if you're too consider yourself to be heterosexual, then I feel like it's just something that people do just to be like, oh yes, I've done this type of a thing. And if your partner is okay with involving another person, then I think it's between you and your partner and the third person.
Well, you know what? You could continue with this, Diana, but also I would like you to add, do you think times have changed? We're just more open as a generation to the concept of like, oh yeah, I did this, I did that. What do you think, Diana?
Yeah, I think that definitely we as a generation are a lot more open talking about sex, thinking about this kind of thing, and even more open to the idea in general. And I think that it's between Cam pointed out that if it's a guy asking his girlfriend or wife to add another girl, I think that that's kind of sexist. A girl could ask for another man to join, or another female. And I think that that's between those people, and it needs to be consenting adults. I definitely think that's really important, but I don't see anything wrong with it. And I think that as we continue to grow, I think that Pooja's probably right. Some people might say, oh, I've done that, and be kind of proud of it. But for people who are really interested in that, I think that if that's what you're into, then you should be able to do that in the privacy of your own home.
And not to be sexist, or even, I don't know if there's another word for that, but it could be a gay couple that want to add, it could be 3 women, it could be 3 men.
Absolutely.
It could be anything. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I wasn't thinking of that. Just absolutely.
I was thinking of that.
And what if they say, you know what, forget 3. We just want to get as many people jumping in the pool as possible.
Let them go. Be safe. Grab some condoms.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I think people should be able to do whatever they want, but I think they should also be very safe about what they're doing.
Yes, and this is not a commercial, ladies and gentlemen, to have a threesome or to have an orgy or to start sexing, because we see what happened to Wiener, right? What happened to Wiener was really bad. And for those that don't know, I'm not talking about Wiener. I'm talking about, well, Pooja, can you tell everyone what happened to Wiener so they don't think I'm talking about Wiener?
All right. I mean, yeah, I mean, to just say Wiener, I'm sure everyone does go into that assumption that we are just talking about Wiener. But we are actually talking about Andy Wiener, and he was basically a New York politician who's been accused of sexting. So, I mean, not accused, who's basically been proven that he has sexted other people. And now he's actively trying to get back into politics, but no one really seems to focus on anything other than his sex scandal.
Right. His record was
So
actually
do not,
really good.
yeah, his record was good. And
Yeah.
just don't put your pictures out there. And if you do give your pictures to someone else, make sure it's someone you actually really trust. And it's not someone that if you end up breaking up with is not going to make it public. Because I think that's something that everyone needs to really think privacy.
That is true.
I agree.
I think people in the media just like an excuse to say Wiener.
I
think I don't really, because no one ever talks about his record. No one ever talks about what he actually wants to do as mayor. He's running for mayor, correct? What's he running for? He's running for mayor?
Yes, I think so.
I mean, we had a president called Bush.
Mm-hmm.
So
we have a speaker named Boner.
Oh, wow.
Boehner.
Wow.
Boehner, whatever.
It's spelled.
Okay. I legitimately forgot that it was pronounced Boehner. Okay.
Oh yeah, you forgot. Okay.
Okay, no, it's Weiner. Okay, it's
Actually,
Weiner.
Wait a minute. We had 2 Bushes.
Thank you, Simon. Yes.
The burning bush.
The burning bush.
And wait a minute. And there's the other brother, if he becomes, that'll be a menage a trois of Bushes for America. No, I think we had I think 2's enough. Getting greedy. It's enough. Bushes. All right, so we're going to show a promo from Guy with Cam, new series, and then we'll figure out if we're going to go in some overtime. All right? You're watching The Eclectic Show.
All right. So I got actually a question about like women in society. Should we get them?
We hear you, and you're gonna do the accent.
Are we?
Great.
No, I'm serious. Are we going to put them back in the kitchen or what?
I don't know.
I think women should be back in the kitchen, like cooking like.
You need to be back in the kitchen.
Really?
What?
Is that really? Is that? I'm asking a serious question.
Why? Seriously, that's a serious question.
That's a serious question. The world's changing.
Okay, why should women be put back in the kitchen?
I don't know.
Hello?
All right. So let me ask a more important question. What do you think about like interracial dating between like humans and like puppets and stuff?
Okay, I don't know what you're saying, and I can barely hear you. What are you saying?
What do you think about relationships between puppets and like humans? Like, no, because
That's kind of like that Broadway show with the puppets, Muppets, whatever. One of them a human has a relationship with a Muppet. What do I think of it? I think if Muppets are anything like humans, then it must be a pretty bad relationship. It must be really annoying.
All right, you're watching The Eclectic Show.